Um, Ibu Haryati.
Iya, Pak.
Ya, oke, Ibu.
Sudah.
Ibu Kaprodi mentions we can start the meeting.
Oke. Pak Romdon, bagaimana kita skip kah? Dan Dr. Rafael?
I'm sending the link to Pak Dr. Rafael, but still not replied yet, belum dibahas ini.
Oke.
Mungkin
Kita
nanti
mulai
di
saja.
belakang.
Oke, baik Pak. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay. My name is Haryati. It's a privileged opportunity to be the master of ceremony on these very special occasions, the socializations of the students' internship program. First of all, let's say thank you to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has given us health and opportunity to participate in this very special event without having any obstacles, of course. And also praise and salutations upon our Prophet Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who had brought us to the path of light from the darkness in this life. I'd like also to welcome to Ibu Triana as the head of English department, and then Ibu Setiana as a secretary of English department, and we are waiting for the participation of Bapak Romdon as the dean of English department, and also we are waiting for Dr. Rafael Michael Paz as the chairman of English language, foreign languages and linguistic department from PUP. We are waiting for their participations. And also welcome to all lecturers of English department, Universitas Pamulang, and welcome to all PUP students. Before I read the rundown of this event today, let me to share the introduction of our event today. Actually, the students internship program is one of the new program conducted by our English department, Universitas Pamulang, and also is one of the collaboration between our faculty or our English department and also the Polytechnic University of Philippines. PUP had also sent more than 100 students to complete all of the requirements, including the online interview conducted several weeks ago. Okay, here are the rundowns. The first one is the opening, and also the second one is the welcome speech from Ibu Triana, and also the next one is the main elaboration or main explanation delivered by Bapak Sukma Septian. He will try to describe the main activities conducted by the students during the internship period. And also Q&A is only for the PUP students, and for the Q&A question for the lecturers will be held later or will be conducted later. And also the last one is the closing. Okay, well, let's start our event by reciting Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, let's move on to the first agenda. Is the short introductions of English department delivered by Ibu Triana. Ibu Triana, the microphone is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Bu Haryati. Yeah, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and salam sejahtera for all of us. Yeah, I'm Triana, the head of department of English department in Universitas Pamulang in Fakultas Sastra. Welcome to Universitas Pamulang, my dear student. Yeah, I also want to regard first for the lecturers who join with this program. And also, do we still wait for Dr. Rafael? Yeah, hopefully Dr. Rafael will join with us. And also I would like to send my best regard also to Mr. Rolando, who have been have a link for us to join with this kind of mutual cooperation between Unpam and PUP. And this is actually, as Bu Haryati had been mentioned, that it is our first activity conducted by joining with this PUP with our student, with our department. Hopefully, this kind of program, this internship activities program, will have the big impact, yeah, to the success of our university, yeah, Unpam University, and also for PUP University. Yep. And then, as we have been mentioned, that this program will be conducted in 200 hours. Yeah. So it is not a short time. Yeah. But that is why I hope that in this long-term activity, we can have such kind of good relationship with, especially those students who will have the connection with the lecturers, can have a good relationship with the lecturers, so the program can be run smoothly and there is no misunderstanding between us. So I hope that by having this kind of program, or by having this kind of meeting, yeah, you can see this is a kind of this is the environment that Unpam has. Yeah, so you can acknowledge Unpam deeper, and later on maybe we can have a kind of a good connection each other. Yeah, and in this program I hope that everybody should talk very open-minded to ask any question, or if you think that you have problem, don't forget to ask the lecturer himself. Yeah, if you get problem in communication, for instance, yeah, you can also communicate with your lecturer later on. Yeah, and to end this speech, I just want to say welcome to Unpam. Hopefully this has become the first one, and then we will have another one, yeah, to be conducted with, yeah, because later on the mutual activity that we have now can be conducted in the future, and then it will make PUP and Unpam become a best friend. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, I hope that those students who will join with this activity can enjoy your answers. Yeah, in helping the lecturer to help the student in preparing their study. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you so much, Ibu Triana, for your speech. Okay, now let's go on to the main activity we have in the socialization. This is the detailed elaborations come from Bapak Sukma Septian. He will describe, or he will share the detailed elaborations of the students' activities will be conducted about 200 hours in the long-term period. Okay.
Bu Haryati, I'm so sorry. Pak Dekan is on the way to this meeting, so he's still preparing for giving speech, but still got a bit problem. I think we would like to wait for 5 minutes, if you don't mind. Yeah.
Okay. For all of participants, as based on the instruction from Ibu Triana, we are going to wait for the speech from the Dean of English Department.
Yeah. The dean will use my account, Bu Aryati.
Okay, Ibu. Yeah. Okay, everyone. Actually, this is Bapak Ramdan Dasuki. He is the Dean of English Department. He also going to give the welcome speech to everyone here. Okay, Bapak Ramdan, silahkan Bapak.
Oke, terima kasih Bu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon everybody and welcome to Pup-Unpam University on this good occasion and opportunity. I would like to say welcome to our campus Universitas Pamulang in south of Tangerang, in Indonesia. And I would like to say to enjoy your opportunity to study in our campus, Pamulang University, in south of Tangerang, Indonesia. And also I hope you all of students from PUP, Polytechnic University of Philippines, will be happy and enjoy as long as you have a class in our campus. Maybe we would like to ask Indonesian culture and each other until you have next experiences has Indonesian culture, for example. Jadi selamat datang ya. In Indonesia we say selamat datang ya, welcome. Selamat datang di Universitas Pamulang. Anda mungkin nanti bisa belajar atau bertemu dengan kampus atau juga dosen ya, lecturer untuk bisa berbagi pengalaman dan juga bisa berbagi jenis-jenis kebudayaan. Saya rasa itu ya, Bu Haryati. And to say welcome to our campus and good afternoon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you Pak Ramdan for your speech. Terima kasih banyak Pak Ramdan. Okay, actually this is the main point of the speech from Bapak Ramdan to everyone here, to all of the students here. Actually, he tried to welcome you as the internship students in Universitas Pamulang English department, and also he like to tell you that all of the students here are able to share your knowledge, sharing your information that you have got in your college, and also share that your culture. Actually, we deliver different cultures, right? So we are able to share our own culture, and also you can learn many things or many kinds of the cultures in Indonesian students. Okay, now let's come to the main activity we have. This is the detailed elaborations delivered by Bapak Sukma Septian regarding the students' internship program. The microphone is yours, Pak.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ibu Haryati. Good afternoon, Bapak Ibu dosen Sastra Inggris Universitas Pamulang. Good afternoon to all beloved student interns from Polytechnic University of the Philippines. I would like to contextualize this meeting first, that basically the International Internship Program is organized by Sastra Inggris Universitas Pamulang, joined or attended by students from the English departments of Polytechnic University of the Philippines. And there are 122 registered students that will join our program, which is equivalent to 100 122 classes that they will contribute in. We also involve about 40 lecturers from our study program, and I'm going to share to you the data in the end of this program. But then allow me to, can host able me to screen share? Pak Aziz? Pak Aziz, can I share my screen, Pak?
Bisa, Pak Sep.
Okay, right. Thank you, Pak. All right. I hope that everyone can see this presentation of mine. So this is an international internship program between Polytechnic University of the Philippines and Universitas Pamulang. As written in the MOA between these two universities, the major aim of this internship program is to supplement the learnings and to train the student interns to become competitive and technologically innovative professionals through actual exposure to a professional workplace or through online platform to address the new normal brought about by COVID-19. So if I'm not mistaken, this is already the second agenda made by PUP previously in Universitas Singapura Bangsa. Therefore, Sastra Inggris Universitas Pamulang welcomes this initiation very warmly, and we commit to take in the student interns to undergo the internship program, and we shall orient the student intern on the standard rules and regulations of their establishment. We also shall provide free relevant instruction, with no payment, of course, exposure and training to the student intern consistent with its policies, rules, and regulations. So we do expect that lecturers of Sastra Inggris and also student interns from PUP have mutual understanding toward these points, that we shall treat the student interns in a professional manner and shall ensure that the student interns in the course of internship shall not be exposed to any form of harassment or unethical practice or tasks and work assignments that are unreasonably risky, dangerous, or unrelated to the purposes of the internship program. And in the end of the program, which actually means in the end of the semester, we shall issue a certificate of completion to both student interns and supervisors or lecturers. So we call our colleagues from our students from PUP as student interns, and we call our lecturers as supervisors. So we have the student interns are responsible to fulfill these 3 points. First, the student intern shall maintain confidentially, when and where appropriate, during and after the internship period, of all the data, business or trade secrets where such information is not within the public domain and is indicated and is understood as confidential. So some documents like our students' identity from Universitas Pamulang, or even our lecturers' documents, should not be made public because that is considered confidential. The second point is that the student interns shall adhere to the existing rules and regulations of Universitas Pamulang, including the proper use of tools, instruments, machines, and equipment. So we will be talking about this technicality later on when we come into the implementation of teaching in the next meeting, in the next week. And the student intern shall be personally responsible for any and all liabilities arising from gross negligence, in the performance of his or her duties and functions while under internship. So we do expect that the student interns also perform their professional attitudes as a good intern at Universitas Pamulang. On the other hand, okay. Sorry. Well, this is a slide about general provisions of this program. So from the MOA, Ibu Triana, perhaps we can also discuss this to Pak Roli and Ibu Marisa, because the MOA mentions that the duration of the program shall be equivalent to 100 hours. But Pak Roli mentioned it is 200 hours exactly. So we will talk about this later on, because this is very important. The second idea is that the internship shall be held within the premises of Universitas Pamulang, and the student intern is required to remain within the premises for a maximum of 8 hours, Mondays to Fridays only. So there is no any duty on weekdays, weekend, I mean on Saturday and Sunday. However, we still have we still need to have further discussion because Universitas Pamulang, in addition to having classes in the morning, we also have classes in the evening. So it is probably in the previous agenda, the student interns are used to having working hours from 8 to 5, for example, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. But it will be different when you come into Universitas Pamulang. It means that we need to adjust the working hours, which is pretty much more flexible, and it will be between discussion. It will be a discussion between the supervisor and also the students, the student interns. Point number 3. This is very crucial. There is no employer-employee relationship between our lecturers and the student interns. They are coming to Universitas Pamulang to learn, to collaborate, to improve their professional exposure in education and English particularly. And the student intern should not also position yourself as an employee, because you are an intern. As student intern, you shall not be entitled to the compensation or benefits accorded to an employee. Point number 4, since the student interns are not employees of Universitas Pamulang, you are not to be subjected to mandatory overtime or not be required to work during holidays. So we respect your off days, yeah, and we will only be having collaborations within the premises that we already have, that is Monday to Friday. But we still need to negotiate about the hours, because we have different working hours at Universitas Pamulang, and we will talk about it to Ibu Marisa or Dr. Rafael or even Dr. Roli, because Universitas Pamulang has classes in the morning and in the evenings. And then the parties, supervisors, and also the student interns shall claim co-ownership, if any, yeah, like publications, for whatever output result technologies generated from the internship that will merit intellectual property application, publications, or use, subject to the policies of the university relating to copyright and intellectual property rights. For example, a supervisor with his or her student intern successfully publishes their paper in a journal. So there should be a co-ownership of the paper where the supervisor, for instance, becomes the first author and the student intern become the second author. Yeah. During this working period, we already designed a framework of the internship activities, which actually is based on, but not limited to, threefold missions of higher education institutions in Indonesia. So student interns, we need. It is very important to know that I think in the Philippines also, lecturers or education practitioners in higher education institutions are obliged to fulfill threefold missions like teaching, conducting a research, and also making a community service. So it also happens to our university. So all the design framework of these internship activities are, first of all, in terms of teaching. So at Universitas Pamulang, we already come into the 8th week for this week. It means that we will start our collaboration in teaching in the 9th week, which is going to be next week. We already share. I'm going to share to you the class where you are working in, and then what you're going to do with the class is that, first of all, to all supervisor as well, we suggest you strongly to make a WhatsApp group between that involve the supervisor, the student intern, and also all the students in the class. Because one student intern is only assigned for one class. In total, we have 122 classes. What we can do, what the student interns can do during in teaching sections, that first of all, the student intern can make an academic consultation. So it is like so the topic can be varied, like motivate the students to learn or solving problems that the students are facing in any discipline, in any class. For example, some students, you are assigned in syntax class, for example, and then there are some students who find it difficult to learn to comprehend the material. So you can give a motivation, you can give some tips of learning and so on. So everything related to academic consultation will be considered as 2 hours minimally for one meeting. But oh yeah, okay. Then you can also make a learning video. So this learning video is going to be used to improve or to empower our students' comprehension towards the material that they are learning. Okay, and this learning video should be reviewed by our lecturer before it is published to the students, to our students. And in every 5-minute video or even more, wait a minute, everyone. Yeah, we recognize it as 5-hour working minimally. Okay. And also you can have an extra class. For example, you can make a Google Meet or Google Classroom or Microsoft Team or even WhatsApp group to discuss further about the topic. And it is recognized as a 2-hour working minimally. Writing a chapter of a module can also be considered as your activity that will be recognized for 6 hours. And giving feedback to students' assignments, perhaps. So the lecturer gives assignments to the students, and then you involve in giving feedback to the students' results or to the students' papers, for example, that will be recognized for 4 hours. So as written here, it is minimal credit, and the supervisor can consider to give more credit to the student interns in accordance with the burden or with the working hours, perhaps. So this might be a discussion or negotiation between supervisor and the student interns. So we, as the organizer or as the committee for this internship program, just only give the framework that it is the minimum credit to every activity that the student intern is doing, for example. And it is not limited to only these 5 activities. So in case that the supervisor thinks he or she needs assistance in other related teaching activities, the supervisor can also make a discussion with their student interns, okay, to execute the activity. And then in terms of research, writing a chapter of a module will be under Ibu Puji supervision. Ibu Puji will be making a kind of group that will be assigned to write a module, of course, under supervisions of some lecturers in it. So we will do a collaboration in writing a module. As mentioned earlier, that all the collaborative work will be allowed to do, and also will be recognized as an activity that will be credited. In terms of research, so we have some offers, we have some frameworks, like collaboration in writing report of lecturers internal program of research. So every semester, our lecturer is assigned, every year, our lecturer is assigned to submit their research report. So our student can involve in this collaborative work, and there will be 4 hours minimally given to the students who join this project. And also collaboration in publishing a scientific article. So we assume that this is a very energy spending activity. So we consider this to, we recognize 10 hours for this, and Pak Ajis will manage to which journal, for example, or to which journal the paper will be published, or if you have your own preference or references of journal publications, that will be also good. A book chapter, Pak Ajis will also make a program where that invite some eligible interns to write a book chapter, of course, with collaboration with their supervisor. So as we know, that book chapter may consist of some chapters, and every chapter will be recognized for 10 hours. And also, there will we think that your contributions, the students' interns' contributions in terms of research, will be very beneficial to empower our students' researching skills or research mastery. So we would like to invite all the students interns to join a discussion on final students research title, introduction, writing a literature review, research methodology, and writing findings, where the student interns may work or may position themselves as a peer review or peer teachers to our students. So there will be a kind of event especially designed by Pak Ajis that discuss or that expose our students' research titles or introductions or literature review, and we can also invite all the student interns to actively give comment or input towards our research works, our students' research works. And also reviewing students' thesis progress. In case that our supervisor, for example, me, myself, have some supervisees, so you are also invited to review our students' thesis, perhaps in terms of editing the grammatical errors, for example, the punctuation errors or other linguistic related errors that our students make. The responsibility is still on the lecturer, but the supervisor, but the student interns may collaborate, may work to help or to assist the supervisor's works on that. Other two are community service and other activities. So let's talk about community service first. So our lecturer, your supervisor will be is obliged to make an article from the result of their community service. So this article is supposed to be published in the website, in our campus website, or in our, it can be a journal article, it can be another article. If it is journal article, so there will be the credit will be the same as this one, as a scientific article in research and hours. But an article that we mean here, I think an article from the result of community service activity is a kind of report that your supervisor did from the community service, and then you make a report, and you if you can publish it in perhaps in the Philippines university in your campus, or in Indonesia's based websites, there will be also a credit to that. That is 4 hours minimum. We also think that if you are interested to, Ibu Lisa will supervise you to organize a community service. So it will be further discussed by Ibu Lisa in another meeting. As I mentioned, that your framework, your internship activities might not be limited to the threefold missions of higher education institutions. So we also consider your works like becoming an editor in our journal. So we have 3 journals now, 2 journals of research and 1 journal of community service. If you are assigned as an editor, for example, in our journal, so there will be a credit for that for 4 hours. And in the end, perhaps Ibu Eka will supervise you to make a cultural event. For example, the theme can be about all about Philippines, or it can be also in form of a seminar on culture, where you become the speakers, and Ibu Eka will organize this event, 5 hours for the credit. And the last one, it is still under negotiation with our Prodi. If possible, we will be very enthusiastic to also conduct a BIPA class or Bahasa Indonesia for all the student interns. However, it needs further discussion. We plan to make this class, to design this class where our student becomes the teacher, to teach the student interns about Bahasa Indonesia or Indonesian cultures or other things related to Indonesia. So those are all activities that we offer to the student interns to do during this internship period, and we believe that you can also suggest other related activities that can be conducted during your internship program. So please feel free to suggest, feel free to give your input or your idea. And now I'm going to share to you this one. Okay. So we have 122 student interns in total, yeah. About 119. Okay, 119. And you are assigned to these classes, but I have to emphasize that it is not a final decision. This is what you are proposing, okay? As I assign you to fill in your name to which class you prefer, for example, Maria, Celine, Maniklang, chose to be assigned in situational conversation with Ibu Aisyah, for example. Now, however, we need to adjust this with our lecturers' availability and acceptance too, because sometimes we have not yet proposed this to the lecturers. We are more likely to suggest our lecturers to accept the student interns to accept you in their classes. However, there is a potential that our lecturer has also some reasons for example, moving you from from discourse analysis class to paragraph writing, for example. So there will be a further discussion on that. And also in the WhatsApp group, you mentioned you are questioning why some of you are moved from your first choice. I have to say that we allow you to choose which class you want to join in as a student intern, but it does not mean that it is your final class, because again, we need to adjust it with our availability, with our lecturers' decision whether they will accept you as a student intern in their class or not. Further, you are also allowed, for example, as some of you are already moved from one class to a different class because of the class availability. If you are willing to, for example, exchange your position with your friend, with your comrade, and there is a mutual agreement between that will be also open for an exchange, and we can discuss it further in our WhatsApp group, and I will reposition your name in the final class that you choose. But again, this is not a final decision because the decision is on the lecturer. We cannot insist our lecturer to say yes to this this program in their class, because they are the one who is responsible. They will be your supervisor. So we need to also respect their decision in the end of the day. All right, I think that would be all. Thank you very much for your attention. And we, as mentioned by Ibu Haryati, we do apologize for our comrades from Sasing, Bapak Ibu dosen. Question and answer sessions will be only open to students, the student interns. The technicality of the teaching implementation next week will be on another meeting. All right, that would be all. Thank you very much. I give it back to Ibu Haryati.
Okay, thank you so much for your detailed elaborations of the students internship program. Actually, Mr. Sukma Septian has explained to you the detailed descriptions of your activities, including the teaching and also the community services, and then the research, and also writing module and other related activities. And we believe that perhaps the explanation from Bapak Sukma Septian is not sufficient enough to dig more information about this event. So I open Q&A questions. However, if you don't have any Q&A question, you can also share your input, your beneficial input to our event. Okay? Come on, you can raise your hands to ask to question several points. Okay, Tricia Lim has raised her hands. Okay, the microphone is yours, Tricia.
Sorry, thank you, ma'am. I just want to clarify about what we're going to do in the university. Are we actually going to teach the students, or are we only going to assist our lecturers? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for the question, Tricia. So you will start to be a student intern next week. So this week will be orientation week. And what you need to do, in case that I already give you a final decision to which class you are assigned to, actually the lecturer remains teaching in their class, because we all also have our duty as a lecturer to teach. So you are not meant to reposition our teacher as a teacher, our lecturer as a teacher in the class. Not to mention, we are also now having a face-to-face meeting. So there is no online meeting anymore in Universitas Pamulang, which is, of course, impossible for you to teach directly in the class. What you can do in teaching is that you, for example, the teacher, so our lecturer already gives teaching a meeting to the students, and then he finds that I think some of my students cannot understand the material. I think I want to assign some of them to meet the student intern to talk further about the topic. So that is what I mean by discussion, further discussion between teacher or supervisor and student intern of what you are going to do in that week. Okay, so the supervisor needs to assign their student intern every week, because as mentioned earlier, they have a duty to fulfill 200 hours, yeah, as a student intern at our study program. So in addition to giving further follow up class for our students, for example, you can also make a kind of discussion. So for example, you are assigned in Tricia, you are assigned in discourse analysis class. You are not only limited to concern or to assist our students want to comprehend the material in discourse analysis. In case that our students would like to practice speaking English, for example, with you, that would be also considered as a credit. Okay, or they would like to learn more about grammar, which is not actually discourse analysis class, but they think that they would like to learn about adjective clause, for example, from you. That would also be considered or recognized as a credit. And about how many hours is that will be your supervisor's decisions. So is it whether it is 2 hours, 3 hours? Okay, that is between you and your supervisor. So I would like to kindly request all supervisors to give assign our student intern to give. It can be a follow-up class or other related topic, yeah, that our student intern can give to our Unpam students. So how is the way to give the following up class? For example, we can use Google Meet or Zoom or even WhatsApp group. So we discuss the topic. Yeah, so we feel free to choose which media you prefer. Okay, I think does it answer your question, Tricia?
Yes, Pak. Thank you, Pak.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pak Septian. Let's go on to the second questions. Don't be hesitant to raise your hands. Perhaps the students intern may questions other points like community services or the research you are going to dig more about that information. You may.
Hi, can I ask a question?
Okay.
Yes.
My name is Kathleen Arcade from Ables 41, and I just want to ask if, for example, we don't meet the equivalent hours that you're requiring. For example, we only get 150 hours by the end of the semester. How are we going to finish the hour equivalent?
Okay. That would be interesting. Yeah, an interesting question. How if the interns cannot reach 200 hours? First of all, there should be, I would like to, I will be addressing this to POP first, whether it is 100 hours as stated in MOA or 200 hours as mentioned by the representative. Let's say that it is 200 hours of working of internship program at Unpam, and you are not able to reach that. That would be also that would be considered that there is a lack of understanding or collaboration between you and the teacher and the supervisor. We will guide all the supervisors. We will remind them to give assignments to all the student interns in order that they can reach the minimum working hours at Unpam. So in case that, for example, Kathleen are not assigned anything in this week, so feel free to address this issue in our WhatsApp group, and I will forward it to the supervisor. So because we encourage our supervisors very much to optimize, yeah, not to expose, yeah, not to explore, but to optimize your assistance during this internship program. In case that even if it is not enough, 150, we still have other, we still have additional activities like others, like making making a seminar or making a Philippine nights, for example, cultural night and others. So in the end of the meeting, there will be evaluation. Like some weeks before the final program, there will be evaluations about how many working hours, how many credits does every student already have. In case that this student, for example, only reach 170, which means that there should be 30 more working hours, we will assign them, for example, to make a seminar, to make a cultural night, to organize a cultural event, for example, or other things. So there will be evaluation for that and guidances to make sure that every student is assigned for 20 to 100 hours.
Okay, thank you. I just asked just in case. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, Kathleen. Is there any more questions from the students intern?
Okay. Ibu Triana, there are some questions coming from lecturers. Is it possible to have a meeting perhaps after this or in another day?
Yeah, I think we can have the meeting after this, so it become clear for the lecturers also.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Right, Ibu Haryati, perhaps we can make a particular meeting for the lecturers only. Yeah.
Later, not in this occasion, in another occasion.
In this meeting too, Ibu Triana, directly after this or
in another meeting, but directly after this. But directly after this, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So for today, is only the questions come from the student intern, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, I have a question po.
Yeah.
Are we going to have training for this for this OGT, or after this orientation we are going to separate or to designate us to our critic teachers?
Okay. Well, yeah. The spreadsheet that I sent to our WhatsApp group, that is not a final one. So I need to discuss it with our head of study program first. as well as confirming it to the lecturer. Yeah, in case that there is a change, and I think that the possibility of many changes of the structures of the class is very possible. So I will inform you later. But one thing for sure, that your teaching assistance program starts next week. It starts next week. So we will rush in these days to accomplish all the classes where you are assigned to.
Can I add another point to Bogyu, Pak Sep?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Bogyu, it seems like your question that you feel like quite not so relaxed, but so don't worry. Yeah, everything can be communicated. Yeah, so you can discuss later on with your supervisor. Yeah, you can have some good communication with her or with him. Yeah, what you are going to do. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, we can build the good relationship between student and the supervisor, so everything can be run smoothly after that. Yeah, so don't worry. Yeah, even though you are not be guided from A to B, C, or D. Yeah, but later on you can ask some question, or you can have a good communication with your supervisor. Yeah, Bogyo Jamaila Mai. Yeah.
Terima kasih.
Sama-sama.
Yeah. So after the class assignments is done, we encourage our lecturers, your supervisors, to make a friendly communication with you. We are open to you. We are very happy that you are here with us. Yeah. So as Ibu Triana mentions, don't worry. Yeah. Okay then.
Can we still have the questions? More questions, Pak Septian? This is 3/16.
I think, yeah, perhaps one more.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is time to ask one more questions. Perhaps one of you will questions related to research and also community services. Okay, Trisha.
Hello.
The microphone is yours.
Hello, I am Trisha May Aniago from Able Sport U. May I ask what grade levels are the students?
The level, Pak Septian.
The level of what? Sorry.
Oh, what grade level? Are they in high school, in college, in?
Oh, okay. The level of the students.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. The students where you are assigned in are university students, and they come from semester 1 to semester 6. Yeah, Ibu, 6 or 7. 6. Nah, so they are university students. And as Pak Rolly mentioned that you are in the final semester, we believe that you could serve as a good collaborator for our supervisor, to not as a main teacher, yeah, but as a collaborator. So our lecturer will remain teaching. They have the duty, so they cannot they cannot leave it, yeah. And they will not give this burden to you, so don't worry about it, Trisha.
Okay, I understand. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Ibu Triana, does it mean that the students may leave, but the lecturers may remain here to talk further about it? Oh, okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Ibu Haryati.
Okay. Finally, we got to the end of the event, everyone, and allow me to share the summary of the event. In short, that it is necessary for the students intern to consider the regulations and also the responsibilities that you need to do during the students' internship period. And also it is very necessary to have the great communications and also collaboration with the supervisors and also student intern to reach the goals of the teaching and learning activities, and also to assist the supervisors in research, in community services, writing the module, and also other related activities. Okay, well, everyone, thank you for participating in this event, and also thank you for your nice attention. See you in the next occasion. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much.
Okay. For the students interns, you may leave this room, and also for all of lecturers, I suggest you to stay here because we are going to have the further questions related to the event.
Okay.
Masuk Bunda.
Baik. Ibu-ibu dosen mungkin ada yang ingin ditanyakan karena tadi sudah mendengar pemaparan ya.
Pak Sep,
jadi, ya.
Pak Sep, maaf, ini masih online Zoom nggak? Masih online YouTube nggak?
Masih.
Mau digabungkan dengan YouTube atau bagaimana?
Oh ya, di